Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator, is what you call a basic belief. A basic belief is a belief that doesn't require any inductive, which means empirical, or deductive, which means philosophical evidence. Doesn't require any of that. It is. And this belief is part of our own tradition because we believe in the fitrah, right? Hadith in the Prophet ﷺ said that every child is born in a state of fitrah, coming from the triliteral stem, fatara, which you have words like fatrun and fatarahu, that Allah created something within us to acknowledge Him, to worship Him. Like Ibn al-Qayyim al-Jawziyah, he comments on this hadith, and he says this is to acknowledge Allah and to worship Allah. So the fitrah, the fact that God is a basic belief that doesn't require any proof, is proven by psychology and by anthropology and by sociology.
When it comes to the claim that the belief in God is properly basic due to its apparent innate nature in children, we may assess the validity of the conclusion as well as the supposed evidence. You see, the claim that a child's supposed innate beliefs are somehow valid as the ultimate evidence for the way reality exists and what indeed exists within reality flies in the very face of everything we do. Consider all the public funding and time we as human beings put into public education to teach children the reality of things. If children were born pre-equipped with knowledge on reality, then why would they need this? Even the very existence of Dawah, aimed at supposedly teaching the truth and bringing people to Islam, stands in contradiction to this. For if everyone already knew of Allah, then what is the purpose of Dawah beyond feeding the ego of its many preachers? Finally, we only have to supply one example to the contrary, and this notion is then falsified. Now, it may be tempting to utilize oneself as such an example, and as honest as that may be, sadly, the Dawah apologists are rarely willing to see reason and accept this. Instead, they'll merely claim we lie, whilst stating that the idea of God exists in our upbringing, and we have merely wandered away. Thus, instead, you may wish to consider the Pirahas people, a tribe living in isolation until recently in the Amazon. According to an ex-missionary by the name of Daniel Everett, a man who went there to draw them to Christ, they have no notion of a supreme spirit or deity of any sort. This is to the extent that they have no word or words for gods, deities, or demons, and Everett found himself forced to make his own words from those that they did. Ultimately, this was futile, as it was difficult to spread said beliefs without special treatment being given to said beliefs by society, let alone in a society where said beliefs had never previously existed. So in conclusion, other aspects of innate beliefs are not held as the bastions of ultimate truth, and the idea that belief in God is innate is rather simply falsifiable. Thank you.